Linda's Pantry. So today I'm going to glove up and we're going to roast off all those hatch chilies. I'm going to get them all roasted off today. If I have time, I'll do a canner load. If not, they're going to be roasted off today to put into the canner tomorrow. And I've got the big All-American. It's a 921 quart, so I can stack jars. I'll be canning them in pints. I've got some pints sitting, there's some in the dishwasher, and I'm hoping that I get, I'm hoping I get 20 or so, but who knows if I'm gonna get that many. I've got these peppers right here, and this is the large Fridge Smart. I'm telling you, they've been in the fridge since, they've been in the fridge in there in the garage for 4 days. These peppers are just absolutely firm and delicious looking. They're wonderful. Now I've used quite a few of them, so it's not going to be a perfect judgment call on 25 pounds, but there's a big crisper drawer out there, the width of the garage refrigerator, that is full of the hatch chilies as well. So we're going to get to roasting hatch chilies, and maybe I'll bring you along for a little bit of the prep work to get them ready for the barbecue. And I've got my big full-size sheet pan here. I'm going to be putting them under the broiler as well, so I've got two going at the same time. All right, guys. Did you want to come along for this? We're going to be canning hatch chilies today. Well, it'll be today and tomorrow, but you'll see it all at once. All right. Don't forget, check the links below if you're not a subscriber and you like this sort of thing and you're trying to learn how to be more self-reliant and save money in the kitchen. I priced out chilies, just a little itty bitty jar was $1.69. And they weren't hatch chilies either. They're just mild Anaheim chilies probably. I also priced out a big can of whole chilies, and that's how I'm gonna can mine as whole. It was almost $5, so I know I'm gonna save money. All right, guys, come on along and we'll learn this. Now, if you aren't a subscriber, smash that button, subscribe. Okay. Well, hi guys, welcome back to Linda's Pantry. I'm super excited to bring you along for canning hatch chilies. Now I'm gonna can these whole. So I've had them in the Fridge Smarts in the garage for 4 days. They are just as firm as the day I put them in there. I went ahead and washed these, so there's quite a bit of moisture on them, but that's okay. I'm gonna get this batch cleaned up. There's a whole nother crisper drawer. Now I've probably used maybe 5 to 8 pounds of the hatch chilies already. I made myself Ortega burgers. Oh my goodness, so good. And there goes my oven. So I'm gonna do one batch in the oven under the broiler, and the other batch is going outside on the barbecue. But I like to seed and cap my chilies first. It just makes it much easier. And then I'm gonna put them in a big stainless steel bowl to steam from there, and we'll get them all peeled. It's gonna be a little bit of a job, but we'll probably be canning in actuality tomorrow, but you'll see it all today. So if you like this kind of content, please hit that subscribe button, share this on your social media, put it in your favorites list so you can go back to it anytime you want. I also encourage you to hit that like button, leave me a comment if you've ever canned hatch chilies before. How did it go? How did you like them? All those things. Let everybody in the community know, because we've got a great community down there. Okay. Come on in, let's do this. So I just take my little paring knife and get those seeds out of there. So I'm gonna lay down a paper towel so it's easier to get off of the counter here. And you know, it makes life easier, right? To clean up, and you're gonna end up with seeds everywhere anyway, so. But this is a easier method of getting the seeds out now. So look how nice and clean that is. And then it's easy, then you can put it on the roasting tray and you're ready to go. All right, that's how I'm gonna do this. And I kind of showed you guys how I roast them, but you know, that's in a separate video. I do wanna kind of include some of that in this one, so I'll bring you some steps, but the main thing is gonna be the canning portion of it. So let's get these peppers seeded. Yep, and I don't mind if some seeds stay, because I like heat. Okay, this big bowl is all 25 pounds. Can you believe that? Probably 20. We'll say 20 pounds of hatch chilies, roasted, seeded, and now I gotta get the peelings off. Oh my goodness. I'm questioning my judgment on how good of an idea was this. No, I think it'll be fine. Look at all these beautiful roasted chilies. I know they look all dark, but I want to show you. Whoo, they smell good. So you just make sure you wear gloves. You're just gonna peel that skin right off. And if it sticks, if the skin doesn't want to come off or whatever, then you leave it in there. I'm not gonna get too picky. These peppers are not meaty, so that's the problem. I mean, I've steamed them, but some of them are so thin that it is hard to get just the skin off and get anything left of the pepper. Okay, there's a little bit of pepper. Goodness, off that whole thing. So, but I'll tell you, if you leave those skins on, they are tough as all get out. So these got a little bit too well done. Well, let me just taste one. Yeah, that's tough. That skin is tough. So we're gonna get these. Let me find one I can be a good example to. There we go. See? You got that nice pepper flesh under there. Ooh, they're hot. Holy moly. Okay, guys, I'm gonna be really honest. I'm down to the bottom of this. I would say a third of these were immature chilies that you could not peel that charred skin off of because the flesh was so thin. And I don't know. Anyway, so kind of frustrating. There was a lot of waste. Am I gonna do this again? This is really laborious. It's labor intensive, and I don't know that I'm gonna do it again. I don't know. Being this is the first time, I'm probably not as fast at it, but there you go. So here we go. I'm looking at maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 jars, maybe 6. Of course, I can say whole chili wise, in a year, I probably wouldn't use much more than that, but boy, oh boy, that's a little spendy when you think I spent $22 and then, you know, all this time and effort and propane to grill these, and then the gas it takes to can these up. So I don't know if it's cost effective. Okay guys, we've got chilies, finally. This is so labor intensive, and I'm gonna tell you, I didn't get near what I thought I was gonna get because a lot of these chilies were immature. Immature enough that you couldn't get the skins off. So I don't have enough, or what I want for enough. So I've got my hot jars fresh out of the dishwasher. I'm gonna just load them up loosely. You don't want to do anything. Oh, there's a skin. Okay, keep that off to the side. I'm doing whole chilies. I can chop them up when I'm ready. But look at that. Roasted hatch chilies. I love that. In the jar. I'm gonna go with the chilies a little less than an inch of headspace, only because they will absorb some of the water. Now I'm gonna ladle some really hot, this was boiling water over my lids, and there you go. I'm gonna use some Tatler lids here, and I'm gonna ladle hot into my hot jar with my hot. So what I did was I got these all peeled last night and put them in the refrigerator. I roasted and peeled them. They went in the refrigerator overnight, and then I put them in the oven and just heated them up and kept them warm. So you definitely want to do your debubble, because I see all kinds of bubbles coming out. You want 1 inch of headspace, okay? Loosely packed. I'm going to emphasize loosely packed because that's how you want it, loosely packed. Okay, we're going to see, oh, I can have a little bit more water because my headspace changed a little bit. Headspace is super important when you're using Tatler lids. And these first jars, whoop, I still have a little bit. You want to make sure you've got accurate headspace. I'm going to use a 1/4 teaspoon. You know what? I'm not going to put salt in there. I was going to, and now I've changed my mind. So I don't want salt in there. No sodium added. Okay, so a Tatler lid. And I've got the gasket on here. It's marked how many uses it's had with a Sharpie marker. So I'm going to go ahead. I've got that seated and centered on my lid is centered. I'm being technical about this. I know people are having issues with their Tatler lids. So you're going to bring that down, tighten it, and then a 1/4 turn, which is like a 1/4 inch backed off. So the jar is able to vent, and that's hot. This is going to go rest in the canner. Look how beautiful. Can you see that? Gorgeous. Hatch chilies. Okay, in the canner it goes. I'll be right back. We'll bring you in close and you can watch the rest. Okay guys, I've got all my jars in here. It came up with 6 pints. That is terrible for 25, well, probably 20 pounds of peppers. So I'm gonna get my lid on the canner. I haven't done this for you in a while, so you wanna put your thumb screws up opposite of each other. And I've treated the rim with petroleum jelly. I don't do it often enough. I've never had this canner lock up on me. And if you do have a canner lock up on you, don't throw it away. It's not a lost cause. You can get the lid off. So you're gonna get these on kind of, you know, finger tight, and then you're gonna go back through. And what this does is level that lid on so it will seat down correctly. Okay, get them all the thumb screws are as tight as you can get them. And I've turned my burner up. We're gonna let this come up. Once this gets hot enough, and 6 pints for this canner, I'm kind of bummed, but I guess I could have prepped some tomatoes and had that going at the same time. But out of this petcock, you're gonna, when a steady stream of steam comes up, you're gonna time that for 10 minutes. After that 10 minutes is up, then we're gonna put the weight on, and the weight is in 5, 10, and 15 increments. I need 10 pounds of pressure for my altitude. I'm only 242 feet above sea level, so 10 pounds is plenty. And we're gonna, then, once it starts doing its little dance, we will time that for 40 minutes. All right, we're gonna get 6 pints of Hatch chilies on the shelf. But hey, it's better than nothing, and it was definitely a learning curve. I will hand pick my chilies from now on. I'll never buy a case like that again. I'll hand pick them and put them in the bag myself, or a different box. All right, guys.
we'll be back when I'm...
Okay guys, so I've taken my jars out of the canner, and honest, I'm so, I tightened down my Tatler lids. I'm gonna be really honest and upfront with you. I don't know if it's because I never have issues with this canner getting it, you know, where I feel like I can keep the temperature regulated. I had an issue with it, and I did have some siphoning. So this jar siphoned down to here, which is okay. I'll use it first. It's a Tatler lid. I did tighten both Tatlers down after I brought them out of the canner. There's a little siphoning out of here. I believe I probably put too many chilies in each jar, so because they tend to absorb. But had that canner been fuller, or I used the smaller canner, maybe I would have had different results. So canning, no matter how long you've been doing it, is a learning process. And I'm going to tell you, I'm probably not going to can hatch chilies again, only because of how much waste I had out of the process and how laborious it is to can these. I love them, and maybe once I open the jar I'll change my mind, but at this point it was way too much work, way too much money, and too many hours, you know, spent to come up with 6 jars. So guys, let me know if you've ever done this. I honestly, most of it was because the peppers that were in that case, a lot of them were immature peppers, and you couldn't get the skins off without the flesh going with it. So really hand pick your peppers. Don't, if you're gonna do this, don't let somebody pick your peppers and throw it in a box. That's my number one thing I learned from this. I hope that these learning experiences and these things that some people will never show you in a canning video will help you along your canning journey, because it's been a journey for me. This is a new step in my journey, and I'm certainly happy to share it. And so, as always guys, I hope I see you next time. I can't wait to use these in an upcoming recipe, and I'll let you know exactly how much I love them or I don't love them. You know, they were fire roasted, and yeah, the canner has a little bit of the water, which you can see the dark at the bottom of the jar, and that's because of the charring on the peppers. So, all right guys, I'll see you next time for another delicious recipe and another canning video. Trust me, I'll never stop canning. I'm always gonna do it. And up next is a brand new canning video, something I've never done for you before when it comes to canning. I may have something in between. All right guys, we'll see you next time. Bye.